Hello, welcome to this guided practice to reclaiming your own power after leaving religion or cult. I'm not sure what your story is and why you clicked on this video, but it's sure been a journey for me to reclaim my power after giving it to other people, ideas of right and wrong, and a book, the Bible. It's been a journey to just see where and how I'm giving it away. And the power that I'm talking about is a bit hard for me to explain, but I'll try. It's things like the process of being able to think critically for myself and make choices, to own those choices, knowing that they are mine, being able to know what I want, voice that, trust in myself, trust that I can learn and grow from any decision I make, and trusting that I can find my own way through this world. A lot of things, but it's basically like finding the stability and confidence I need within myself instead of looking to sources outside of myself for that. I'm not talking about power over others or power over myself, even like an overlord within my head. I'm talking about power within myself, like a power to choose, to create, to move towards or away from something. The power to pivot, to notice my experiences, to just be me. Power to think for myself as much as we can do that anyway. So I'm going to share with you 3 practices actually that I've done that have helped me access and reclaim that inner power for myself. I'll just quickly go over them and then we can get started. I just want you to know a little bit about what's going to happen. So the first part of the practice is to just explore a different way of tasting spirituality and discovering what life might look like if you were raised differently. In this context, when I say spirituality or spiritual people, I mean basically however you interpret that. When I say spiritually awakened people, it could mean to you, it could mean people who think for themselves, or people who are connected with themselves and others, or people who take time to be in nature and care about things around them. It could be Buddhists, it could be witches, or anything. It could be anything like that. Whatever the concept of spiritual means to you at this point in your life. For the purposes of this part, to me, spiritual means something along the lines of the wholeness of what it means to be a human being in this world, how I interact with myself in the world, and what that creates in my internal and external world. And there's also something in there about how whole and peaceful I feel in nature. There's also something in there about my connection to the physical earth and my ability to feel bliss. I'm still working that out. Anyway, you kind of get the point. It's however you interpret it. After that, we're going to do a more physical practice where we play with the concept of feeling power and powerless and kind of moving back and forth between the two states. Lastly, we'll tap into your own inner knowing of what is true. So, through this all, I want to encourage you to please notice your own inner authority. So, if you don't want to do it, don't. If it doesn't feel right or helpful for you, if it feels too deep, change it or just stop. I'm not an authority on you. You are. So some of this might very well make you uncomfortable, but you decide if it's this doesn't feel right for me uncomfortable or a growing and learning kind of uncomfortable. Let this, like everything else, be a place where you trust yourself. I won't be offended if my way of teaching doesn't sit with where you're at right now. I encourage you to have something to write notes down with, and you can pause this at any moment to jot something down if you feel like it. So let's begin. Welcome to your practice. Let's begin by just taking a few deep breaths and closing your eyes and just coming into this moment. And now I'd like to invite you to imagine and feel what it could have been like to be raised by what you would consider spiritually awakened or evolved conscious people. Consider the following and speak them out loud or write the answers down. What would they have taught you about your own spiritual power and or your own thinking process and internal wisdom? What would they have said to you about God? How would they have treated you?
Feel yourself as if you were raised this way, respected for your own spiritual wisdom, your own authority in your life. How does that feel in your body? And how do you feel about your own spiritual power and wisdom from this place? How would your life change if you lived this way? And what actions or activities spiritually empower you? Just take a few minutes or a few breaths to sit and absorb that. Next, we will move into the practice where we play with your power and lack of it. We're going to be going back and forth between the two states with your body, mind, and feelings. I'll be doing this with you so you can see what I look like out of curiosity, but your process and movements don't need to look like mine. So I invite you to close your eyes and really drop into your body. Feel your weight on the chair, the bed, or the floor, and really come home to yourself. Now, if it feels okay to you, I invite you to get curious and play with going back to the place of feeling repressed, like when you were in religion or in the cult, mentally going back to that feeling of maybe shame, unworthiness, lowliness, a place without much personal power. And along with that, physically showing how that felt. So getting smaller in some way, maybe curling up and bringing your head down. And see if you can exaggerate it a little bit more, both mentally and physically. Notice in this place what thoughts are in your head and what kind of a life perspective you have from here. We're just going to stay here for about 10 more seconds. Now slowly coming back to a neutral place, physically, mentally, noticing your body, noticing the moment that you're in right now. And now I will invite you to feel into your power, the part of you that has and can set boundaries, the part of you that said no more, that left the religion or cult you grew up in, the part that can walk away from a toxic relationship, choose a new career, keep putting one foot in front of the other when your life gets really, really tough. Really feel that part in your body. Where do you feel it exactly, and what does it feel like? Does it feel like water or earth or fire or strength, solidity? And where in your body do you feel that? Really allow this to impact your body. Change the way that you're sitting, or you can stand up if you want. If you want, you can spread out, you can stomp around. Whatever you feel free to move and breathe in whatever way you want to from this place. This is your power. You already had it inside you. You've always had it, sometimes dormant, sometimes repressed, but it's your capability. Notice, what is your outlook on life from this perspective? And from this place, how do you feel about your life, your capability, and your resources? Now I want to invite you to start getting smaller again. Maybe curling up, going back to that feeling of shame, unworthiness, smallness, repression, or oppression. And then when you're ready, moving back into your power and courage and voice. Spread out feels like what it feels like in your body. Really own it, exaggerate both ends of the spectrum. Just do this at your own pace for another 2 minutes. You have 30 more seconds to continue to move in and out of your power. And as you do so, just notice that you can choose to move in and out of power and powerlessness. That you have this ability. Take a few breaths now to think about how that was for you to feel power and powerlessness in your body. So for the third and final practice in this practice, I wanted to bring up something that helped me a lot when I was coming out of the cult. I really felt like the rug was constantly being pulled out from under me. My most basic beliefs, what I was taught was meaningful and absolute truth, and what mattered or what didn't, was constantly being proven wrong. I felt like I couldn't trust anything, know anything, or really land anywhere. And then I listened to an audiobook of Oprah talking about her column she wrote for years called What I Know for Sure. I decided to try to write down 100 things that I knew for sure. I wasn't sure I could even think of one. But the more I thought about it, the more I found things. It helped me to know what my inner truth felt like, what my inner stability felt like, and what it felt like to say something that I knew from personal experience and the world around me versus what someone had taught me. So, some examples from my own list are, I know for sure that I can be in a room full of people and still feel lonely. I know for sure that gratitude or thankfulness is one of the most powerful emotions. I know for sure that I can feel my body sitting on the bed. I know for sure that I don't know anything for certain about God. Those are just some of the things I wrote down. So I want to invite you to take a moment now and write down or speak out loud 5 things that you know for sure. Really feel for that place in your body. And notice what it feels like when you find something that you can say you know for sure. For me, it feels like a deep calmness in my gut. It feels very strong and like a source of deep power. So I'm going to give you a few minutes now to find 5 things that you know for sure. "30 more seconds." And just noticing, how does that feel in your body? to find something that you can say you know for sure. Your practice is now complete.
So that's it. I hope that this has been really interesting for you. I hope that you have encountered and experienced your own inner power in a way that maybe you haven't before, and that you can see that this power belongs to you. Not a power over, but a power within. Power to be the authority in your own life. To choose, to create, to destroy, to move, whatever the heck you want. You got this. If you like this video, I also have a video coming out on reclaiming your body and reclaiming your sexuality from religion or cult. So stay tuned for that. You can hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified next time a video of mine comes out. I have a video that comes out every 2 weeks. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. So you can do that below, or you can contact me, www.phoebed.com. That's PHOEBED.com. I would love to chat with you about your story. I also offer coaching if you're interested. So just connect with me if you feel like it. And as always, I hope you have a wonderfully messy week.